Hey, welcome to Happiness Bar, where my goal is to share cocktails, content, and happiness. Today, I'm showing you another cocktail of our winter craft cocktail menu. This cocktail is made with Reposado Tequila, Amaro Nonino, a little bit of Mezcal. We got a Pomegranate Vanilla Bean Syrup, lime juice, a touch of almond milk, some Angostura bitters. This cocktail is called Lil Smokey. So, the cocktail is aptly named. And for those of you who aren't huge Mezcal fans, this cocktail is a great introduction into Mezcal cocktails because it's a split of Mezcal and Reposado Tequila. So it's not quite as smoky as traditional Mezcal cocktails that are all Mezcal. Hence why I named it Lil Smokey, because it's just a little bit smoky. And it's great for those of you who want to try Mezcal, get a little bit of that smoke in the cocktail, but not be overwhelmed by smokiness. So that being said, the build for Lil Smokey is 3/4 ounce of Reposado Tequila, 3/4 ounce Mezcal, a 1/2 ounce of Amaro Nonino, 3/4 ounce lime juice, 3/4 ounce of our Pomegranate Vanilla Bean Syrup, a 1/2 ounce of unsweetened almond milk, 2 dashes of Saline Solution, 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. That cocktail is shaken, double strained, served over ice, and I would normally garnish that with an edible flower. However, I couldn't find them in the store today, so we're just gonna garnish it with a lime wheel. All that being said, we got a little bit of prep to do today. We gotta make our vanilla and pomegranate syrup. We gotta make our saline solution. We gotta cut and juice some limes. So let's go ahead and just jump right into the prep work. The tools you're gonna need for the prep: you're gonna need a cutting board. You're gonna need a knife. You're gonna need a kitchen scale or something that can weigh out grams. You're gonna need a pot. You're gonna need a citrus juicer. You're gonna need a teaspoon. You're gonna need some sealable storage containers. And you're gonna need a bar spoon or something to stir with. All right, so the first bit of prep we're gonna get going on is we're gonna make our saline solution. So go ahead and grab your kitchen scale. Let's grab a container and place it on that scale. Turn that scale on, zero out that scale. And for our saline solution, we're making a 15% saline solution, as I like to do. So I'm gonna do 100 grams of water. Add that to our pot. Make sure your scale is zeroed out once you put the container back on, and we're gonna weigh out 15 grams of salt. 15 grams of salt. We're gonna add that to the pot as well, and we're gonna turn our burner on to a medium-high heat, looking to bring that up close to a boil until all that salt dissolves. Go ahead and give that a stir. Now, while we're waiting on that, I'm gonna grab a container, some blue tape, label and dating as always. I don't worry too much about my shelf life on saline solution, but I try not to keep anything longer than a month, really. All right, looks like our salt is dissolved. I'm gonna go ahead and pour that saline solution into our container. We'll throw a lid on that and we'll set that aside for later when we're ready to make our cocktail. All right, now the next thing we are gonna do is make our Pomegranate Vanilla Bean Syrup. So go ahead and grab a container, place it on your scale, make sure you zero out that scale, and we're gonna start by weighing out 250 grams of sugar. 250 grams of sugar. We're gonna add that into our pot. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna weigh out our 250 grams of pomegranate juice. Now I know I usually juice everything from scratch on this show. However, have you ever tried to open a fucking pomegranate? Okay, now imagine opening enough pomegranates and juicing those motherfuckers to get enough juice for a cocktail. Pomegranate juice, you can pretty much buy 100% pure pomegranate juice in the store, so for this, sometimes work smarter, not harder. We're gonna weigh out 250 grams of pomegranate juice. 250 grams of the tart wonder of the world. Add that to the pot. Next, we need a teaspoon of our vanilla bean paste. Now you can use a fresh vanilla bean. It'd be about 1/2 of a vanilla bean pod scraped out in there. I like to use the paste just for cost effectiveness, right? You get a lot more out of this. So we're gonna add in a whole teaspoon of our vanilla bean paste into the pot. And we're gonna turn that burner on to a medium-high heat again. Let's grab our bar spoon and give it a stir. Really make sure you mix in that vanilla bean paste, mix in that sugar, really incorporate everything really well. And what we're gonna do is bring everything up to just about a boil until all that sugar dissolves and everything is really well incorporated. While we're waiting on that to heat up, let's just go ahead and cut and juice our limes. If you've been hanging with me with other episodes, I'm sure you understand the process of juicing. Cut your citrus, juice it, double strain it, label and date it, shelf life good for 2 days on lime juice, throw it out on the 3rd day. Cut one more. Make sure I have enough juice for this cocktail. That's juice. I'm gonna grab my basket strainer, strain it once, grab one more container, strain it a second time so we're double strained. I'm gonna set my lime juice aside for later. Again, make sure you label and date. Shelf life good for 2 days, throw it out on the 3rd day. One last thing, while we got our cutting board out, I'm gonna cut a couple lime wheels. All right, so we're looking for about a 1/4 inch thick. Some nice lime wheels, just like that for garnish. Set those bad boys aside. Our syrup is coming up. Give that a stir. All right, looks like all of our syrup has dissolved. We're gonna turn that off, let that cool for a few. While that's cooling, let's go ahead and label and date. Guys, I would say the shelf life on that vanilla pomegranate syrup is good for up to a month refrigerated. All right, that's cooled off enough, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and just pour it right into my storage container. No need to strain on this one, because we wanna make sure we keep all those vanilla bean bits in there. And the juice has already been strained and pured and pressed, I'm sure. Throw a lid on there, wipe up any mess we've made. There you have it, guys. That is it for our prep work today. We made our vanilla pomegranate syrup. We made our saline solution. We got our lime juice. Everything's ready to go. Let's go ahead and jump into making our cocktail, Lil Smokey. I went ahead and put my pomegranate vanilla syrup in this cheater bottle here. Got my lime juice in this cheater bottle here. Got my saline solution, my almond milk, everything we need. Let's jump into making this cocktail. This is a shaken cocktail, so let's grab our shaker tin. We're gonna grab our jigger, and we're gonna grab our glassware. Now, starting from cheapest ingredients to most expensive ingredients, we need 3/4 ounce of our lime juice and 3/4 ounce of our pomegranate vanilla bean syrup. Next, I'm gonna do 2 drops of our saline solution. Boop, boop. 2 dashes of saline solution. We got 2 dashes of Angostura bitters, a 1/2 ounce of our Amaro Nonino, 3/4 ounce of our Reposado Tequila, 3/4 ounce of our Mezcal to make it a little smoky. And lastly, I like to add creamy elements last, a 1/2 ounce of our almond milk. Is. All right, guys, grab the large side of our shaker. Let's grab some ice for our cocktail shaker and our glass. Fill that cocktail shaker all the way to the top. Fill up your glassware with ice. Boom. We're gonna seal that bad boy up and shaking for 12 seconds, as always. seconds. Crack that container open. Grab your Hawthorne strainer, grab your basket strainer. Double strain that cocktail. Beautiful, creamy, hazy pink color on it. And the final touch, so we're out of flowers, we're gonna garnish it with a lime wheel. And there you have it, guys, the Lil Smokey. Let's taste. Drop that down in there. Those little vanilla bean bits floating around. Definitely get the mezcal, a little bit of smoke on the nose. Oh yeah, beautiful balance of that bitter, sweet, smoky, acidic, man. It's so many nice points on the palate. The pomegranate really comes through with some nice tartness to add along with that lime juice, subtle sweetness. You get a touch of that vanilla, a subtle, subtle touch. Really, the mezcal really kind of comes through nice and smooth, not too smoky. A little bit of barrel age from like the reposado, you know, you get a little more of those warmer notes on the tequila. That saline solution adds just enough of salinity to the cocktail to balance it out too. Oh man, super refreshing. Pomegranate's the star. Beautiful, Lil Smokey, baby. Properly named. Could crush that right now. There it is, guys. The Lil Smokey, straight off the Winter Craft Cocktail menu here at Happiness Bar. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Maybe you made this recipe along with me. Maybe you wrote it down, saved for a later date. Either way, let me know how you're liking everything. And hey, as always, become a regular somewhere. Become a regular at your local watering hole. It's the best way to support local business. Become a regular here at Happiness Bar by liking, commenting, subscribing. Hit that bell if you want notifications. We got cocktail videos coming out every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern to get you ready for the weekend. Stay happy, everyone. I don't know how you couldn't with a drink like this in your hand, to be honest. Fuck, that's tasty. Ernest, Eve, good episode. I'll see you guys later.